What is good, everyone? Welcome to this video. I'm Charlie from Conscious Creation, and in this video I would like to share with you how to stop manifesting your fears. I'm going to talk about how you create your fears or manifest your fears in the first place, and I'm going to share with you 3 ways that you can stop this from happening. So when it comes to manifesting our fears, we need to figure out how we are doing it in the first place. Now, most people, they do it from an unconscious level, so they're not aware that they're even doing it. Now, to manifest our fears, we need to have something called the agreement between your mind and your heart. So basically, you need to have your thoughts and you need to have the emotion behind those thoughts, and that meets in the heart center. They talk about this in the Sanskrit texts. The yogis talk about this, that the top 3 energy centers is where your thought is born, and the bottom 3 energy centers is where your emotions are born, and that meets in the heart center to start manifesting your fears. So any thought plus emotion starts to bring something into your physical reality. Now, we as human beings are much more likely to have the agreement between our mind and our heart for things that we don't want to experience. Why? Because we spend most of our time, 70% of the time, in stress. Now, if you're run by stress, it's much easier to think of those negative thoughts and those negative emotions because your body is just trying to prepare you for the worst case scenario. However, this tends to bring in our fears as a manifestation, which we do not want to experience. So the things that create or manifest in our reality is positive emotion and negative emotion. But we're more wired for that negative emotion. So what we can also do is we can learn to observe our thoughts without judgment. If we learn to observe our thoughts, there is no electrical charge within the body. In other words, there's no emotion, therefore it does not manifest. Now, in the book Reality Transurfing, which was written by a quantum physicist, he came up with all these epiphanies and ideas about how reality works and how we can apply them in our life. And in there, he talks about something called inner and outer intention. And they are really important to understanding manifestation. So inner intention is what most people use in order to manifest the things in their life. So if they say, I'm here and I want to achieve that, they lay out the step-by-step process in order to get there. Now, outer intention refers more to the paranormal and it's not used as much. It's like that of visualization. But that actually allows us to select that possibility for us to experience in the first place. So you need to come up with a thought, you need to visualize that end goal, and then you create the emotion within your body of what it would be like to have that. You then use that inner intention to then go towards that goal. But we need to select it as a possibility. Now, when it comes to manifesting our fears, is we are using outer intention unconsciously most of the time. So an example of this would be, let's say you are on your way to the train station, you're driving and you're running a little bit late and you're thinking, oh, I might miss my train. And you start getting those thoughts in your mind of missing the train. You start cultivating those emotions, a little bit of panic in your body, and you have now selected that possibility. You have created outer intention. Now, the thing about outer intention is the whole world conspires to make that manifestation come alive. So everyone around you will do it on an unconscious level to make sure your fears actually manifest. So you could be driving to the train station and then suddenly a tractor pulls out or a car pulls out and they are just going incredibly slow. That actually makes you miss your train. Now, they are not doing this on a conscious level. You have done it or set outer intention, and because we're all connected on an energetic level, they're doing it unconsciously. Or let's say, for example, you are trying to catch a bus and you're on your way to the bus station. And again, you're worried that you're going to be a little bit late and you start getting a little bit panicky. You have that visualization, you have that emotion within your body, and everyone seems to be walking really slowly. And as soon as you try and pass someone, what do? They step right in front of you. and it's really annoying, but they are doing it on an unconscious level because you said about outer intention. So I'm going to share with you 3 ways that you can stop your fears from actually manifesting. The first way is to realize what your mind is doing. It's based on that of survival. It's a mechanism for survival. So what does it do? It always selects the worst case scenario. So once we realize that this is what the mind likes to do, because it's concerned about your safety, is we don't give it that electrical charge by judging it. We simply observe the mind with no judgment. If we observe and there's no electrical charge, there's no emotion, that fear will not manifest. The second thing that we can do is we can learn to reduce the importance. Now, this is a concept that comes from the book Reality Transurfing. So what does that mean? It means whenever we put anything on a pedestal, we put it up here, the person, the situation, a job, a certain amount of money. And whenever we make something important, we have a fear of losing it. Now, if we say, oh, I really want this, I really need this job, I really need this person, I really want this circumstance to work out for me, because you've now put it on a pedestal, you have created something called excess potential. And it basically creates an imbalance in your energy field. Now, one of the laws of the universe is always to seek balance. Your body is always trying to seek balance through that of homeostasis. So if you have put something on a pedestal and you have created this excess potential, it actually requires the universe less energy to take away the thing that you want than it does to actually give it to you. So what we need to do by reducing the importance, making it less important consciously, is we balance out that excess potential. So let's say, for example, there's a job interview that you're going to and you really, really need this job. And you're like, oh, this would be amazing to have. The money's perfect. The people are amazing. The location's great. And you put it on a pedestal. Now, because of this excess potential, doesn't mean you're not going to get the job, but it starts to increase the chances of it being taken away from you. And we usually put things on a pedestal because we're coming from a place of a lack mentality. So we need to consciously say to ourselves that we can make this less important, even though it may not seem like we can make it less important, but we need to train ourselves and say, how can I make this less important? We can come from a more of an abundant mentality and say, I'm sure there are plenty of other opportunities and jobs out there. And this helps us reduce the importance and balance out that excess potential, which stops the fear from manifesting. You'll always find as well, whenever you put something on a pedestal, next time you put something on a pedestal, see how many obstacles come up. And as soon as you make it less important, see how all those obstacles, they start to fade away. So what's the third thing that we can do? Is we can simply accept the possibility of what we don't want happening actually happening. Because what we resist persists. So if we are consistently trying to resist a certain circumstance or situation, it's like the universe then tries to push it in your face in order to face it. So if we can sink into the emotion and accept what we don't want to actually happen, and we can feel it and accept it, is we actually stop it from manifesting or increase the chances of it not manifesting. So the 3 ways is either observe the mind. If we can't do that, try and reduce the importance. If you can't do that, accept the possibility completely. Thank you for watching. Peace. Take care.